questions raised, so many answers that are virtually impossible to find at present because of the uncertainty and the fast-moving crisis in which we find ourselves.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Harput. That's terrific. I'm going to bring in Color Professor Amitav Banerjee, because you've seen what it is like in a military regime, where I suppose the law is the military, isn't it? And you've seen what it is like in terms of civil liberties. And of course, Modi has had some praise across about the way that he's handled things in a very complex country. What is your take on the, just coming back to this particular question about the right to know how governments make decisions and how transparent they should be and how engaged they should be, therefore, with the public?
Well, thank you, Professor Bamra. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
This is, in fact, I feel like now I am again joined the military pack after this lockdown. So that this lockdown is worse than, I think, military service. Anyway, what I feel is everybody is talking about one size doesn't fit all. But what I have seen is everybody is fitting the one size. What I think is we are missing out on the different opportunity to study different countries with different demographies. As you see, Africa, India, Asia, we have a younger population. Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, we are directly connected to the world nowadays. Bangladesh, China is directly connected. And I am sure that transmission must have occurred before end of March. In India also, Bangladesh also, Pakistan also. Bangladesh has a population of 16 crore. Pakistan has a population of 20 crore, almost 4 UK or 4 France. India has a population of 130 crores. And even after the lockdown, where is the evidence it is working or it is not working? For instance, as Professor brought out from Africa also, we have also got large number of slums. We have got one of the biggest slums in Bombay, Dharavi. In fact, during the lockdown, they are more congested with each other. There is no social distancing. Everybody is sharing the same toilet. In spite of that, the sky has not fallen. So something must be happening. It must be the demography. It must be, the population of European countries are different. Western countries are different. They have a high rate of obesity. I was just seeing Western countries, they have obesity 30 to 50%. The age is above 80, they are large proportion of people. Whereas here, above 60, we have got just 8 or 9% people above 60 years. So we have got a very large young people who I think could have cushioned the impact of the outbreak or the pandemic. And we could have taken a different altogether. And what concerns me more, I feel it very seriously, is that we have got our own major problems which got overlooked in this pandemic of coronavirus, which was not affecting our population as such. I don't know. We don't know. But as yet, we have been lucky. We had a problem of tuberculosis. 1,400 people die of tuberculosis daily in India. And I just sent to Dr. Russell D'Souza today one news item from Indian Express, which says in the 2 weeks in February, more than 1,14,000 cases were notified, new cases of TB, 1,14,000. And after the lockdown, 2 weeks period, only 19,000 cases were notified. So we are missing out on a more serious disease like tuberculosis, which kills 1,400 every day in our country. And the mortality rate of tuberculosis is 20%, even with treatment. And the mortality rate of coronavirus with the German studies and sero surveys now stands refined at 0.37%. So the question is whether it is ethical to subject a country where the major problem of other diseases which will take more lives. Secondly, we have got the poverty disease like child malnutrition. We have got the highest rate of child malnutrition. We have got the highest rate of under 5 mortality. Or every day 2,000 under 5 die in India. So with this lockdown, we have seen the effect. There is more crowding. People are walking on the streets, 500 kilometers. We expect more child mortality. We should collect the data. It will help us for future guidelines. Whether to go for such drastic measures, locking down the whole country, it is like giving a broad spectrum antibiotic. We don't know what happened actually. If you do lockdown, you wouldn't know the answers. So it's giving like a broad spectrum antibiotic across the board. Everybody is talking of flattening the curve. We never had a curve to flatten to begin with. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan have been following. We hardly had any cases to flatten with. Now we don't know. It's just like a broad spectrum antibiotic. So I have got my serious reservations. People were not consulted. Not only people, other experts were not consulted. Economists were not consulted. Social scientists were not consulted. It was just a decision, sudden decision, as if it's a martial law. So I feel a lot of ethical issues, concerns are now, I mean, it needs to be debated.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Banerjee. I'm going to bring in Professor Mutugi. Marion, what do you think? I mean,